Guys, beautiful good morning from Rome. Once again, third time's the charm. But I promise this time I'm not flying to Abu Dhabi. I'm actually heading to London on ITA Airways. Reason is that a couple of weeks ago in November, they added a new aircraft type to their fleet, the Airbus A321neo. And it made quite a few headlines due to its cabin design, especially when it comes to the business class, which I'm gonna try today. But I'm gonna tell you more about that later, I would say. Let's first go to the ITA Airways lounge. Good, thank you. Oh, that was easy. Let's see what we got here. The ITA Airways lounge at Concourse E features an open restaurant area with a well-stocked buffet in the center. For breakfast, they offer the usual cold spreads as well as a wide variety of different pastries. They also had some warm options including fried eggs in separate small pans. The lounge was rather busy, but I found a nice spot in leather chairs by the wall. So I just got myself some breakfast here. This is some beans with potatoes, a peach juice, an egg, and they also have a couple of pastries, but the table is already quite full. Yeah, so what's so special about the A321neo we're flying today? They got it delivered just a couple of weeks ago, and the special thing about it is that they really configured it with like longer ranges in mind. It is an A321LR, like the LR variant of the Neo, and that means it has a 500 nautical mile higher range than the original A321neo. These things can go like 8 or 9 hours straight. Those are really amazing aircraft, and ITA Airways really seems to want to make use of that. They plan to use the aircraft next summer on routes to like Accra, the capital of Ghana, to Kuwait, and also to Saudi Arabia, to Riyadh. But I'm actually not going there. I'm going to London, because that's the route on which they're using the A321neo right now, which is good for me, because I was able to grab a ticket for €192 one way from here in Rome to London Heathrow in business class. For business class, 2.5 hours, that's quite okay. And ITA Airways decided to install a really nice cabin actually, like according to the pictures. We'll see if it's really nice. But before we explore the cabin, let's first have some lunch. Along with delicious pizza, they offered a nice salad buffet and some side dishes including cheese. And of course, they also served pasta. All in all, a very decent selection for lunch, which certainly gets you into the Italian mood. Right, let's go to the gate. That was quick. Gate E12 it is. I wasn't actually sure which gate it is. Didn't expect it to be right in front of the lounge. And there it is, the newest fleet member of ITA Airways, the Airbus A321neo. And it's also not really full. Like, I checked Expert Flyer, and it only shows 3 occupied seats in business class. So boarding will start in about 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then we're off to London. The ITA Airways A321neo comes in a special 3-class configuration. There are 12 seats in business class arranged in a 1-1 configuration and 12 premium economy seats in a 2-2 configuration. Regular economy has 141 seats. Soon it was time for boarding. Let's go to London. Hi, how are you?
Hello, welcome.
Scodo, vas, giusto per fare del nostro orecchio, no? Puoi rapportarci se ci sia questo quest'altro.
Buon pomeriggio, signore e signori, benvenuti a bordo di questo volo diretto a Londra. Vi ricordiamo...
So welcome aboard the ITA Airways Airbus A321neo. It looks very fancy. Boarding is almost finished, I believe. Well, I think it is finished. I just waited with the recording until now because it's like super weird when there are people like passing by or like standing in the aisle and you're like recording your stuff here. It's super weird. Anyway, the business cabin looks really fancy, really fresh. So yeah, first of all you have one of these shoulder straps here. It's like being in a car seat, so sometimes you have that in business class. You have to like tuck it in here. Yeah, what else? There is a hook for your jacket. Wow, look at that. Almost empty. Yeah, I think there are like only 3 or 4 people here. And yeah, you have a big TV screen here. And you have a nice window view. So when I was looking at the cabin layout, at the pictures online, I was actually worried about the window view because like you have this wall here, and I thought it may block your window view, but actually you can look out quite nicely. And then you also have a reading light up here. It's a touch button actually. That's very neat. And you have a remote control for your TV. and the seat functions, which are, I mean, basic, but that's really all you need. And there's also one more compartment here. So you have like a small mirror here and some storage space. I think some people get like last minute upgrades here. So the cabin manager brought 2 people from economy to business. So I guess they were paying for upgrades or something. I don't know. Another one just got upgraded. Maybe on ITA Airways you just buy economy and then you just get upgraded. I don't know. Also what I'm missing actually, or at least what I couldn't find, is headphones. Maybe they don't provide it on those short European flights. Maybe they provide them later, I don't know. But yeah, watching anything on the IFE will be a bit difficult without headphones. So headphones would be plugged in here, and there are 2 USB ports actually, one of them USB-C, that's very nice. Haven't actually seen a USB-C port on an aircraft yet, and down here you have a universal power outlet.
Welcome on board, this is your captain speaking for the cockpit. Today we are going to a quite strong headwind, unfortunately flying towards London, which is slowing down a little bit. Thank you very much for your kind attention. I hope you enjoy this brand new aircraft, and I leave you to the care of our cabin crew, wishing assist our very, very pleasant stay on board.
We soon started our pushback for an on-time departure out of Rome. Despite the screens, there was no safety video, so the crew did a manual instruction instead.
Pull the mask down, family.
We then started taxiing for runway 25. So airborne out of Rome, runway 25, with takeoff past through the clouds now. Oh, clouds. And the seatbelt signs just went off. While we're climbing out, let me show you the IFE. Because actually I tried it earlier and the screen is very, very responsive and it's amazing. This is easily one of the most responsive IFE screens I've ever seen. So they do have a couple of movies here. Also some of the new, or they're not too new anymore, but still sort of new releases. And let's see what else there is. TV show selection seems to be a bit limited. That's quite neat actually, the switchable time clock. Well, that's a bummer. Why is the map unavailable? That's strange. They just brought around the headphones. I mean, okay, for a European flight, I'm not gonna complain, it's fine. But once they operate longer routes like to Ghana, to Saudi Arabia, to Kuwait, that's not gonna cut it. They will need real ones. I'm almost sure that for the longer flights they will have different headphones, but you never know. About half an hour after takeoff, the meal service has arrived. And it's actually more extensive than I thought, look at that. So we have a white lasagna, we have a salad with olives, we have a cake, bread, some like olive oil. I decided to have a Coke Zero with that, and he also gave me a glass of white wine from the south of Italy. Looks really, really good. I didn't expect to get that much actually, especially the lasagna. I love lasagna. Let's dig in. Yep, really good. Let's try some of the salad here. So yeah, you have some potatoes in the salad, some prawns. Let's give the cake a try. I have no idea what it's made of. I still have no clue, but it's very sweet, very, very tasty as well. So, meal finished. Was really, really good. This is a European flight, but I would even accept this meal on a longer flight, like on a 8-hour flight. At least for me, it's pretty good. So, table cleared. While I was waiting in the lounge, I did some research on ITA Airways fleet, and I realized that they probably have one of the youngest fleets in Europe, or maybe the youngest fleet in Europe. So this is their first Airbus A321neo that got delivered on the 10th of November, I think, a couple of weeks ago. But even before that, they got a bunch of Airbus A320neos delivered this year, and they're all very young. They're maybe maximum a year old, and also they got 5 Airbus A330-900neo this year. So there's a lot of fleet renewal going on at ITA Airways at the moment. So I would say they have probably at the moment the youngest fleet in Europe. I'm not entirely sure, but at least they're like in the top 3 maybe, I don't know. And when they continue their fleet modernization, they will also have one of the most fuel efficient fleets in Europe. And also the cabin on the Airbus A321neo is really, really nice. There is no comparable product in Europe. Like there is TAP, there is Aer Lingus. They also have like 1.1 in some parts, but there is nothing that compares to this exact configuration in Europe. And I could easily see me spending like 8 or 9 hours in this thing. I should point out that all of ITA Airways fleet is leased and they do not own any aircraft themselves. Let's quickly check the Wi-Fi. There was 30 minutes free messaging or unlimited messaging for $2.99 US. Other packages were available at $6.99 and $9.99. You can also find entertainment here. Yeah, just as I was trying out the live flight function, the seatbelt signs came back on, and the flight attendant also brought around some lemon jelly. Look at that. So far, I'm really impressed by ITA Airways today. Like the lounge was really nice, the food and everything, the staff, the onboard product is great. I mean, of course, on the other Airbus aircraft they have, like for European flights, it's the regular European business class. You get a free middle seat, but that's it. But this product here is really something. It makes me want to try one of their longer flights, actually. So, 27 minutes to go, and we just started our descent into London Heathrow. Crew just came around and brought some chocolate as well. That's quite lovely. Yeah, it was an amazing flight. Descending into London Heathrow now. I already get pressure on my ears, and hopefully we'll be on the ground in 26 minutes, or maybe sooner. I'll see you then.
Thank you very much for being with us, and enjoy your stay in London.
And so we descended in the evening sun. Approaching Heathrow always involves a lot of turns. We had to fly one holding before we continued our approach and finally passed by London with amazing views of the city. And welcome to ever-busy London Heathrow. Over 60 million passengers pass through here each year, making it the busiest airport in Europe. We vacated the runway to the left and taxied past the cargo terminal down to our gate at Terminal 4. Despite the headwind during the flight, we managed to pull up to the stand just 10 minutes behind schedule.
Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross-check, thank you.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci, grazie.
So, welcome to London Heathrow. What a great way to spend the afternoon. Now I have a 3-hour connection here, and then I'm flying to Frankfurt on British Airways. I somehow need to go to Terminal 5, arrived in Terminal 4. But that British Airways flight was actually quite cheap. Like considering it's a departure out of London, it cost me £65 for a one-way from Heathrow to Frankfurt in the evening. All terminals, that's me. So there's a bus to Terminal 5.
5?
Yes, 5. That's quite convenient. And then I actually have one well Sapphire status, so I can use the BA lounge. So if that doesn't take too long, I can spend like 1 or 2 hours in the BA lounge before heading to Frankfurt. Wow, just left the aircraft 20 minutes ago at Terminal 4 and now already here at Terminal 5. I didn't expect it to be that quick. So now I just need to head through security, and then I still have like over 2 hours until boarding starts. That's very, very convenient. So, made it through security, all very fast. Now there are 2 BA lounges here actually, and I have no idea which one to go to, because I have no idea where my gate will be. It will be shown in like 45 minutes. So I just decided to go to the southern lounge. It's very crowded here. Unfortunately, the escalator was out of service, so I had to take the elevator. Let's see. There we are. We're not first class today, unfortunately. Hi, Rudy.
Are you a vlogger?
Oh, sorry?
Are you a vlogger?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
You are?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so welcome to the British Airways Galleries Club South. Really, really nice. It's a bit crowded, but so is the rest of the terminal. But the food options look really nice, and they seem to have some juices and like smoothies as well. So I'm gonna stay here for like 2 hours, and later we'll fly to Frankfurt. I will not cover the flight to Frankfurt because, you know, it's dark outside. Nothing exciting to see, and you know, it's British Airways economic class on a European flight. What do you expect? So I'm gonna say goodbye to you here. I hope you liked it, and consider subscribing, and until then, enjoy your travels. After finishing the dinner in the lounge, I went to the gate where boarding started on time. We were soon off and joined the queue at runway 27 left to lift off into the night sky. BA served water and a snack, and a short while later we were already on final approach to Frankfurt. Coming back to see the skyline of Germany's only skyscraper city is always a nice treat.
On behalf of all of us on board and British Airways, I would like to thank you for choosing to fly with us today. And no matter how you celebrate, we do hope you have a magical Christmas and New Year. We look forward to seeing you back on board again one of our services very soon. Thank you.